What's going on, everybody? Michael Massie here, joined by Caleb Barnes. We're here for Frontstretch.com. Behind us, it's kind of dark, so you can't really tell, but this is Talladega Superspeedway. There's a big sign right above it, just above the camera thing, but well, we need to be like a foot taller to see that. We're here today. We witnessed a great truck series race. I think not as chaotic as maybe we've seen these.
Yeah, a lot cleaner.
A lot cleaner. Gio Ruggiero gets his first career win. Caleb, what did you think about that race today?
You mentioned it was a lot cleaner than I think many of us were expecting with the wrap that the truck series gets, being at Talladega, being in the round of 8. And I mean, there's a little bit of the chaos, especially early, involving some playoff guys, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But Gio really did a great job of kind of staying, not necessarily avoiding it, but staying ahead of it. You picked him as your race pick. He started up front. He was up there, led a lot of laps throughout the day. I think he led about half of the laps throughout the afternoon and evening and picked up that first win. Corey Heim kind of pulled out. I don't know how much of it was an attempt at the end or if he was just like half-hearted, but yeah, first win, the first Toyota Tricon driver to win for them since they made that switch to Toyota. So yeah, it was your pick.
Yeah, it's crazy. The previous person that had won it back when it was David Gilliland Racing, Ryan Preece, 2022, Nashville. That's the last time somebody not named Corey Heim won a race for what is now Tricon. And yeah, they were Fords back then. So you look at their stat page, it's just Heim for their wins list. It is crazy. But Gio, I feel like he was due this win. And also, it's kind of fitting. The reason I picked him is because he was good at Daytona this year. He almost won Daytona. In fact, the finish was the reverse. After Parker Kligerman got disqualified, of course. But Corey won that race. Gio finished second. This time they flip it. It felt kind of like DEI in the 2000s or something, where they're kind of trading the 1-2 finishes. But yeah, just a great, a little too late as far as like playoffs and him not being in a race for a championship because of this. But still, I think I could see him carrying that momentum into next year and having a really good year next year, being a threat like week in, week out, like his teammate is now. Speaking of the playoff guys, though, those there's 8 drivers, well 7, not counting Heim, that had a chance to win and clinch a spot before going to Martinsville, which I feel like is, if this one wasn't chaotic, Martinsville's going to be chaotic.
Oh, don't say that.
But these guys missed out on their chance to win. You talked to some of them afterwards. Who stands out to you as somebody that had a shot to win today and just didn't get it done?
Yeah, I think Raja Karuth was one. He was up there on the high side with a teammate, Corey LaJoie, although he was the pusher there at the end. I don't know how well, I don't know how much Corey would have blocked if he tried to pull out, or if we kind of saw that maybe at the end. Raja said he kind of got split and was forced to make a decision there. But that really was a good chance for him to try to steal a win, although he's been decent at short tracks before. And then I also thought about Caden Honeycutt. I got to talk to him, and he was really disappointed in the pit stop cycle, having a problem with that, and just kind of down on himself, on his pit crew a little bit, just because he felt like their truck was good. He had a great day, collected some stage points, and those Toyotas were really fast at the end. That's what I talked to Corey LaJoie, a non-playoff guy, and he said that the Spire trucks couldn't quite keep up with those Tricon trucks. So I think Caden Honeycutt, he was right up there with those other guys all day, and he could have been a factor. He wasn't up there at the front, but I think that was a pretty big missed opportunity for him despite getting all those stage points. Yeah,
for sure. And obviously they do set themselves up pretty well points wise because of those stage points, because of the finish, whereas there's other guys that left here. I mean, coming in here, everybody was right on top of each other points wise. They're all within 8 points, 4 points actually, I think.
They're close.
It was really close. Leaving here, though, there's 2 guys that find themselves in a hole. Daniel Hemrick, Grant Enfinger, and it all kind of goes back to a lap 5 incident where Chandler Smith, I think Grant said that Chandler was getting pushed into him, and it's just that chain reaction where Grant gets squirrely, he slams into Hemrick. Like, Hemrick keeps going, but because of that, it causes his, he's got a tire cutter basically. It's wearing out the tires, so he's going through tires faster than everyone. He gets to a point, which also, Enfinger was out, by the way. Let me say, he was out. His day was over early, defending winner of the race, so very heartbreaking to see on his part. But Hemrick was still really fast after that, was up there in the pack, mixing it up. But they ran out of tires, so they ended up having to put an old tire back on, which had already had the problem of rubbing, because from the, you know, the fender rubbing against the problem they'd had all day. So that thing blows out. He's right in the middle of the pack. Actually did a good job saving it. The field did a great job kind of navigating around him.
Most of the field.
That's the field did. And then Hemrick told me, he said it felt like about 20 seconds later, boom! It's just Tony Breidinger right in the back of him. It's just a shame. That ultimately ended his day. His crew chief gets called to the hauler because they backed up on pit road alive. The NASCAR hauler, because they backed up on a live pit road, and it was just like a series of unfortunate events building up for Daniel Hemrick. But the good news, Caleb, do you know who won the last truck race at Martinsville?
I think it was a truck with the numbers 1 and 9, and the driver does a backflip after he wins.
That's right. So if there's one guy, Hemrick is looking forward to the challenge. He said he likes those situations where you got your back up against the wall. Another guy that had an unfortunate day. We saw a scary situation there with Norm Benning. Caleb, what happened there?
Yeah, I got to talk to him about just the engine failure that he had, and he said he was really disappointed. They'd only put 2 races on this engine, and he talked about it's $75,000. He said he hopes someone can kind of help him out, but he said that he didn't like not being able to breathe there in the truck, and it's the fastest he's ever gotten out of a race truck. Said I think the right side of his body feels like it's sunburned, and he will have to go in tomorrow on Saturday for another check-in. But other than that, he was okay. He kind of joking a little bit, and just got to ask him as well, like, after a scary incident like this and that we've seen with Jordan Anderson, and just why do you want to keep hopping in the truck? And he said he just loves it. He just has that passion. He's going to be back at Martinsville next week with a different truck, of course, but he did tell me, and Bob Pockers as well there, that truck that has all the fire, charred, everything, that's still going to be his Daytona truck for next year. He just has to go find an engine for it.
What? I did not see that coming. Okay, well, you know, we're glad Norm's okay. That's the most important thing here. And yeah, we're glad to see him still have that competitive fire climbing back in. That's all for the Truck Series coverage. Tomorrow we're turning our focus to Cup qualifying, as well as Xfinity qualifying and a race. So let's make some predictions.
And the Boulevard.
And the Boulevard. We'll hit the Boulevard tomorrow as well. Whiskey Myers concert, you know, and all the usual antics going on down there. Well, let's make some picks. As I said, I called my shot with the truck race today, picking Gio, so I'm 1 for 1. Let's see if I can make it 2 for 2, and you can go for 1 for 1. But Caleb, we'll start with you. Who's going to win the Xfinity race tomorrow?
I think just like we've seen all season, I think Junior Motorsports is going to be strong. And as far as the winner coming down to it at the end, I know we saw Sammy Smith pick up a win last year. I think he's going to do it again. I think he's going to find the front of the JRM train, and I think he's going to wind back up in victory lane again. Okay,
that's a good pick. I could see. And so I feel like a lot of people are going to be picking the Chevy guys. As you mentioned, Junior Motorsports. If not them, then the Richard Childress Racing guys, Austin Hill and Jesse Love. You can't go wrong with them.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the easy pick. I'm looking outside of that manufacturer. I'm looking at a guy that just won, who happens to be really good at super speedways, has won at Talladega before in the Cup Series and Xfinity too, I believe. A guy that should have won the Daytona 500, arguably 2018. Eric Almirola for Joe Gibbs Racing in that Toyota. I think he's going to continue his hot streak. I really like his skill set on super speedways, so that's the guy I'm picking for tomorrow. But that'll do it for us tonight. You know, Caleb's going to do some more riding. Maybe I don't want to hit the Boulevard yet.
Yeah,
I gotta save that.
We got an early morning tomorrow.
Yeah, so. early morning. So catch all our coverage on frontstretch.com. Both of us wrote some articles you can catch on there, and all our videos here in the Front Stretch YouTube page. For Caleb Barnes, it's Michael Massie. We'll see you tomorrow. What's up? Michael Massie here, frontstretch.com. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.